We're reading from Ryokan Dewdrops on a Lotus Leaf, Part 6, a Japanese Zen poet and a calligrapher. Now this says haiku. Now haiku is the short poem, so I don't know what the other poems we read, these happen to be haiku. It says, Ryokan was born in 1758, so he would be in the haiku period. I must go there today. Tomorrow the plum blossoms will scatter. No, I must go there today. Tomorrow the plum blossoms will scatter. Remember how the people used to say that when the blossoms come out, if they wanted to meet Basho or whatever, you just go to the trees, and when the blossoms come, you can almost expect to meet your friends there. And he says, I must go there today. Tomorrow the plum blossoms will scatter. So he can't miss them. Then he says, a nightingale's song brings me out of a dream. The morning glows. A nightingale's song brings me out of a dream. The morning glows. He says, a single wish to sleep one night beneath the cherry blossoms. He wants to sleep under the cherry blossoms. A single wish to sleep one night beneath the cherry blossoms. He says, the mountain village swallowed up by a chorus of croaking frogs. A mountain village swallowed up by a chorus of croaking frogs. They swallowed the village.
Funny.
And he says, autumn's first drizzle, how delightful, the nameless mountain. Autumn's first drizzle, how delightful, the nameless mountain. He must be next to some mountain with no name, or a minor mountain. Left behind by the thief, the moon in the window. Oh yeah, there was a story where a thief came to rob Ryokan, right? And basically, there's nothing to steal. So Ryokan, I think the story was Ryokan takes off his clothes or something and gives them to the thief and says he didn't want the thief to leave empty-handed. But then he makes this poem, he says, left behind by the thief, the moon in the window. So he wrote this poem, I think, after recognizing that the thief forgot to take the moon. Okay, then he says, around my shuttered door, fallen pine needles, how lonely I feel. Around my shuttered door, fallen pine needles, how lonely I feel. Why do these guys, I guess you could get lonely. I mean, remember how Seigyo was studying loneliness? He kept saying he's lonely. He would say, he goes out to the hut to be alone. Then he complains no one visits him. He doesn't invite anybody. Then he expects somebody to come visit him. Especially when the blossoms are blossoming. He expects visitors, at least when there's blossoms. We could go to like a hut in the woods and then we could complain that no one's come to visit. Calling out to me, As they return home, wild geese at night. They're calling. It's interesting. They do call out, and it sounds like they call out to you. Calling out to me as they return home, wild geese at night. This old body of mine, a bamboo buried in the cold snow. This old body of mine, a bamboo buried in the cold snow. Now we're done with haiku and we're going on to some regular poetry. Here he says, Buddhist begging. Early on the 1st of August, I take my bowl and head for town. Silver clouds accompany my steps. A golden breeze caresses the bell on my staff. 10,000 doors, 1,000 gates open for me. I feast my eyes on cool groves of bamboo and banana trees. I beg here and there, east and west, stopping at sake shops and fishmongers too. An honest gaze can disarm a mountain of swords. A steady stride can glide over the fires of hell. This is the message the Prince of Beggars taught to his top disciples over 2,700 years ago. And I still act as one of Buddha's descendants, a wise old fellow once said. Regarding food, all is equal in the Buddhist law. Keep those words in mind no matter how many eons you may pass. He says, for our sakes the clams and fish give themselves unselfishly as food. New poem. In my little begging bowl, violets and dandelions mixed together as an offering to the Buddhas of the three worlds. Picking violets by the roadside, I absent-mindedly left my little bowl behind. Oh, poor little bowl. I've forgotten my little begging bowl again. No one will take you. Surely no one will take you, my sad little bowl. This guy has basically a robe and a bowl. And this thief doesn't even find anything to take. It's kind of a simple. He's practicing simplicity. Here we go. Spring rains, summer showers, a dry autumn. May nature smile on us, and we all will share in the bounty. Please don't mistake me for a bird when I swoop into your garden to eat the cherry apples. Please don't mistake me for a bird when I swoop into your garden to eat cherry apples. I went there to beg rice, but the blooming bush clover among the stones made me forget the reason. Along the hedge, a few branches of golden mums. Winter crows soar above thick woods. 1,000 peaks glow brilliantly in the sunset, and this monk returns home with a full bowl. No luck today on my mendicant rounds. From village to village I dragged myself. At sunset I found myself with miles of mountains between me and my hut. The wind tears at my frail body and my little bowl looks so forlorn. Yet this is my chosen path that guides me through the disappointment and pain, cold, and hunger. There he is, walking through the cold and don't know if these drawings, they actually could be his. They got Japanese calligraphy and a little rain there. Today is my begging rounds and met a big storm.
I was thinking of the same word.
Of what?
We're reading the same word.
Ryokan, yeah.
Yeah. I lost it for a while.
You lost Ryokan?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I from the.
He lost his begging bowl. He got lost.
I think he's going to need to have a baby.
So you wanted him to be self-sufficient. I'm gonna stop on part 6. We're reading from Dewdrops on a Lotus Leaf of Ryokan, translated by Stevens. And he was born 1758. Poet and a calligrapher of Japan. And don't know much more about him yet. Stop in part 6.